Welcome everyone to the 2020 spring season of Indiana High School Esports Network Forza Motorsport 7 Racing. I want to welcome everybody who's coming back from our fall season, who helped us and be part of season 0, and I want to welcome all of our new racers to the spring season. I think you're going to have a really good time. My name's John Robertson, one of the founders of Indiana High School Esports Network. And tonight I'm going to go over a little bit of what it's like to qualify, show you a couple of things about the track that you're running for week 1, and give you a couple of tips about how it's going to work. So when you're going to qualify, you're going to go into free play. That's where all of your qualifications are going to be, and then you're going to make sure you go and set up your race. So based on the weekly racing challenge for this week, you're going to go to Lime Rock Raceway. Once you've done that, you're going to set your laps to 3. For the purpose of this video, to show a couple of things, I set it to 5, but you're going to set yours to 3. You're going to go through and you're going to make sure that everything is set to the way it's supposed to be, and it's very important when you do your race setup that you have it exactly right. You're going to set your car class to C for this week. In the future it'll change. I have mine set to none here because I'm running the pace car. But I want to make a very important point here. Your suggested line should be off and everything should be set to the way it's supposed to be set, but then when you get to friction assist, you need to make sure that's off, because if friction assist is not off, it's going to void your laps. It's going to give you a dirty lap no matter how clean you run. So make sure that you guys are checking your settings before you get started so that you don't have to question what's going on here. And it's important to make sure that you hit accept, otherwise it's going to revert to not having everything where it's supposed to be, which would be bad for you in your qualifying lap. So once you get all those set, you'll go into the race and you're going to run your qualification laps. If you raced with us last season, you know that we use the total time of your 2 laps to be your qualification time. This season we've adjusted that because we didn't feel like it was the best representation of a driver's speed and ability on the track, so we're only going to use your fastest clean lap this year. So you're going to run 3 laps instead, but it's important to understand what qualifies as a clean lap and what does not qualify as a clean lap. So I'm going to go ahead and run a few laps here tonight to talk about it. So this first lap I'm running really slow actually, and just staying completely inside the lines. All of our turns are completely clean, no tires touching dirt at any point. The thing about Lime Rock is it's a lot of wide sweeping turns, so it's easy to stay in the lines, but it's also easy to not judge your turn very well and brake too late and have it disqualify your lap. But this first lap is completely clean. We're coming through, getting through the last few turns, and I'm going to show you where to pay attention as you're running your lap. So as we cross the finish line here at the end of the first lap, you look at your timer right there with the green square, and there are no exclamation points in there any place at all. But as I overrun this first turn, I did this on purpose to show you, the car's off the track. So right there you'll see that blinking triangle with an exclamation point in it. That means this is now a dirty lap. This lap will not count towards your fastest lap. That little triangle with the exclamation point is going to stay there for the entire lap, making this lap unclean. No matter how clean you run the rest of it, this lap will not count towards your fastest lap. So right here it's showing my lap, my split time is 1.5 seconds faster than my previous lap. But because this is a dirty lap, at the end of the race, it's not going to give me this lap time no matter how fast it is. So as we get up to the start-finish line, I want you to pay attention to the lap timer. It's still got that triangle up there for a dirty lap, but as we cross the start-finish line, it goes away because our dirty lap happened in the beginning in that first turn last time. Now on this lap I'm going to show you something a little bit different that can really affect your qualifying times. In this lap I want to show you an example of how you can get 2 dirty laps for 1 mess up. So if your part of your off course is somewhere that can affect the entry speed you take into the final straightaway, that will not only dirty the current lap, but the following lap. because the game sees that as a or giving yourself an advantage, giving too much speed going into the final straight. So right here, I go off track right there. That's where my little triangle with the exclamation point comes in. And because these long sweeping turns are very much connected to the final straight, the game says going off the track right there not only makes this lap invalid, but it also invalidates the next lap, because your entry speed could be faster, giving you an advantage. So as I cross the finish line here, that's there and it stays there. So laps 3 and 4 are fouled because of the off-track section in lap 3. Be aware of that, because you only get to run 3 laps. So if you dirty lap 2 in a way that gives you an advantage into your final straight speed, it will void lap 2 and 3. So your only clean lap at that point could possibly be your first lap. Since everything on that lap was clean, even though it still says it's a dirty lap, the arrow or the triangle is going to go away and give me a clean lap for lap 5. So I can run this lap cleanly and get a good lap time, and that'll be the lap time that it's going to show me at the end as my fastest lap without an exclamation triangle, which means dirty lap. That's what's going to be your qualifying time. You guys only get 3 laps. You've got to make sure that you're getting good clean laps in during your 3 laps. In the case of someone runs, let's say, a 59-second lap, but they have a dirty lap, and somebody runs a minute 5, but it's a clean lap, the minute 5 will qualify ahead of the 59 in that case. I want you guys to be well aware of how this works this season. If you have any questions about Forza Motorsport, please reach out to me. I'm looking forward to our season. I'm looking forward to seeing everybody have a good time racing. It should be a lot of fun. We'll talk a little bit more about how to drive on race day during the pre-race meeting. But there you go. This is a screen I have to see. I have to see this screen to be able to qualify your laps. So make sure when you're recording, if you're not recording straight into a game with a capture card, that you have it set up so the camera gets a good clean shot of that best lap time, because I got to be able to see it. All right, everybody, have a great season. Have a lot of fun qualifying and practicing, and we'll catch everybody in race on Friday. Have a good one.